Now, a good friend and mentor once said to me, Werner, a closed mouth gathers no foot. Great advice. Hey, my name is Werner Puchert, and I believe that most of the world's problems are just interesting design challenges in disguise. Now, I'll admit I've opened my mouth a couple of times at the wrong time, a wrong place, walking away going like, damn, why did I say that? Now, that's natural. We all make mistakes. I don't tend to dwell on those too long, but you don't have to make the same mistakes as me. You just go out and grab a couple of flashcards. Now, in all seriousness, I recently picked up this interesting set of flashcards from Kickstarter. It is called How to Say It Flashcards for Navigating Professional Settings with Confidence, created by Gorick Ng, award-winning author that kind of focuses on career and career advice. So I thought it could be interesting. First thing I'll point out here is that you have a nice little box here that is filled with 52 flashcards, and it's about business card size. And I think there's a specific reason why it is this business card size. You have, of course, the usual suspect is here somewhere. Boom, there it is. It is the instruction, kind of a little bit of a scan here at the back for more information. In fact, there's little videos connected to each of these cards, a nice little bonus when you buy this set of cards. And then also explaining to you the 4 categories. But you don't even have to read it because the 4 categories is pretty clearly marked here. You have 4 colors that you can see here, and I'm going to show you what these are about. So the blue color is rewarding relationships, impressive interviews. So if you go out to find your new job, not relevant to me though, if my boss is watching this. And then manageable meetings, something that drew me to this card deck, for example, and then also terrific teamwork, right? And there you have your 4 categories. I have to point out though that at first glance when I went through the cards the first time is that they are quite basic, but it is about getting the fundamentals, the basic right from the get-go. And there's a couple of interesting kind of advice and examples here that you can explore, right? So you have these flashcards. Now let's dive into a couple of these. So how these work is that you kind of explore the front of the card, see what statement resonates with you. So if you want to start a conversation, continue a conversation, end a conversation, leave a conversation, to greet someone you've met before. So let's say you want to grab that one. Just an example. I'll show you a couple of the other ones. So here you have your kind of hook, and then you want to know a little bit more about that. You flip the card over. Now, I don't know if you can see this. It's quite small. This is the one thing that I would say with these cards is that some of the kind of copy on here is sometimes a bit hard to read, but you get the gist of this. So you have a script here at the back. So you have the hook or the call to action and then the script. So some show excitement. Nice to finally meet you in person. Say hello. Great to see you again. And then follow up. How did X go? So it kind of gets you into the conversation. You can see it's quite basic, but it's important to have those fundamentals. So let's grab one here from Terrific Teamwork. I'm just going to grab this here. So this is interesting. To respond when others give you critical feedback. Now, my wife will tell you I'm very sensitive when someone gives me critical feedback. So let me flip this over and get a lesson. Here you have the script. So I'm going to look at this. Let's be a bit more serious here. So you want to thank someone for that feedback. I appreciate your feedback. And you state that or you freak that back. Then you plan. Sounds good. Going forward, I'll make sure to, what is the action that you're going to take according to the feedback. Then you ask something. It's sometimes challenging for me to do this because what advice do you have for me on how to better do X, Y, or Z, right? So kind of keeps you in the mode of exploring the conversation. So I quite like this one. Now, for example, maybe this is something that I'm focusing on. I tend to kind of hook onto certain things. For example, I want to listen to people more, so I'll make a note. Sometimes I'll just grab like a artifact card and write something on here. It's like, Werner, don't forget to listen more. Now this is cool because it's kind of the same size. You grab this little card in your wallet or wherever you want to put it. I know people don't use wallets anymore, and you can reference this card maybe as a little bookmark, and you can take it along with you and kind of think about implementing the challenge or the kind of lesson that you've learned or script that you've learned over here. Of course, you also have managing meetings, which I also thought was quite interesting, that drew me to the card. So here is one. So if you want to leave a meeting earlier or to bow out of something you agreed to previously. So that's interesting. So I've agreed to something and now I want to get out of it. We need this one. Cool, here's the script. First you want to do, once again, quite small here. I need my glasses, but and there's a little bit of kind of legibility problems here, but you'll get the information. So explain. I was really looking forward to X, Y, Z, but something came up and unfortunately cannot move the appointment. So kind of nicely structured here. Propose something new, something that I think about. Could we reschedule for X, Y, or Z? So there's kind of like a little bit of a very simple kind of way to prompt you to handle the situation better, right? Instead of just clicking the exit button in Zoom, right? So you get the kind of gist of this. The other thing I want to also point out, which makes this quite valuable, is that when you buy the set of cards, and you've seen this before in some of the other decks I reviewed, is that for each of the cards, there's a little video. So you can go to gorickng.com, you log in with the special code that you get when you get the card deck, and then you can watch more content about this specific card, which I think is super valuable. The fact that Gorick sat down to record the videos. In the videos, I think a couple I've watched, they can go up to 6 minutes long. So it really unpacks the kind of sentiment around the specific card that you can explore, which I think is super valuable. And then also to get a little bit meta, I like the fact that people are using the format of card decks to kind of extend their marketing and extend their value proposition. So of course, you have the Gorick brand here, you have books, but then also you have this artifact that kind of introduce you to the world of Gorick, which I think is really a cool way to just extend how you do marketing and how you bring value to people in the market, in your audience, for example. So there you have it. You have the How to Say It flashcards, 52 flashcards for navigating professional settings with confidence. You can go to gorick.com to find more information about all these other work, but then also order the card deck there. You can get this card deck. I think there's a couple more coming, and then there's also booster packs, perhaps a little bit that go a little bit deeper, but go and explore it. I thought the idea of kind of the complex kind of tools that I always explore towards something as straightforward and simple as a set of flashcards is really interesting, and I think this does the job. So what do you think of that? Is there anything that you use? For example, the artifact cards is something else that I really love. I can make my own notes and my own flashcards. Do you have any tools that you really favor when it comes to this kind of niche of tools? And then, as always, I'm going to say thank you for watching and catch you in the comments.